malfunction and lead us into the demon world. The world where Sparta's power has been sealed. And the one who will lift the incantation is you. His own son. It must be fate.
Does that woman really bother you?
What are you talking about?
Why didn't you kill her? Perhaps because she's your daughter? Did some pesky fatherly love get in your way?
That's none of your...
To further your study of the black arts, you sacrificed your loving wife to become a devil as well. Knowing this, I thought you'd be more useful to me. But I was wrong. No wonder your attainment of power is incomplete.
What about you? You're an incomplete being as well. Both demon and human blood mingle in your veins.
Shut up. Now that the final door is open, I have no use for you.
My god, Arkham is dead! Well, it's nice to know that you believed that for a second. In any case though, I am Solidus-Skully. Greetings and welcome back to Devil May Cry 3, as we don't have enough money. Oh, isn't that just the circle of life? You want to upgrade your weapons, but you don't have enough money. But on the bright side though, we do get Nevin, which is pretty much going to have a permanent place in our, weapon slots, so yeah, look forward to seeing that. But yeah, you do get a few nifty little tips and tricks to utilize with Nevin, and it is a bit of an unusual weapon, so it probably isn't the sort of thing that usually goes in a lot of people's, secondary melee weapon slot, but we'll give you the skinny. Basically, what is the Nevin? Well, it's a succubus by way of electric guitar. Yeah, play the guitar, shoots out electric orbs. You can have like a little bit of a shock pipe kind of thing, and yeah, utilize lightning attack abilities. Oh, and by the way, there's a nice little subtle detail actually. Again, if you just play like the basic riff with your general sort of attack with Nevin, it actually plays like a small little partition of Shoot the Works from Devil May Cry 2 soundtrack, so yeah. Ooh, powerful. So yeah, a pretty decent weapon to use, and one that I actually enjoy a hell of a lot, so yeah, Nevin's definitely going to be getting some love. But as for anything else going on, I guess it's more apropos to talk about the terse relationship between Vergil and Arkham. Yeah, both of them are looking for power. One got it, the other don't, but they're both incomplete. So yeah, it was really just more a relationship of convenience, really. One of which to sort of give him a wee bit of knowledge, and then now that Vergil no longer needs him, he's gone and Arkham is dead. Or so we believe. Not really anything too interesting there, but whatever, that just illustrates all the evilness going on in this deranged world of ours. So yeah, a lot of what we have at this point is really just a sort of commute to get to the area where Vergil and Arkham were, and pretty much catch up to current events from Dante's perspective. So I mean, I guess to just talk random turkey and trivia for the time being, yeah, Arkham's original name. He wasn't originally called Arkham, he was actually called Heine. I'm not really too sure what that has in terms of like relevance to demonology or Maybe it might be a Japanese thing, but yeah, the reason why the Heine name didn't stick for this character was actually at the behest of Dante's voice actor Ruben Langdon, who thought that its pronunciation would make the characters sound silly to Western audiences. So, then he was eventually changed to Arkham, and the rest is history. Though, I mean, honestly though, given the very comedic tone, I don't really see why Heine would be any less silly compared to anything else going on. I mean, I don't know, I mean, I guess childishly, he's like, oh, Heine? What is this guy? Is his name Heine? But whatever, that might just be me being a bit facetious there. I mean, God forbid there be any comedy in Devil May Cry 3, the same game that had such riveting one-liners as like, brother, what is Psy? And, come on doggy, go to the dog show or whatever. No talking, jelly and jam time. Whoopee. Oh yeah, here we go. And that's probably one of Nevin's most powerful and devastating abilities. I mean, especially when you get it right in there with a group of enemies. But, yeah, we pretty much just have the one at the moment. In the meantime, however, it's time to correct a mistake I made in the last part. Yeah, I think you can technically access the secret mission as early as the previous part, but, yeah. Now it's pretty much destroy all items in a limited amount of time. And there's a lot more in this bar than there was before, so, yeah, just go to town destroying this bar's property. Yeah, I'm currently getting flashbacks to the 2007 Devil May Cry anime for the first episode with its opening sequence in the bar. I don't think it was intended to be this bar, but yeah, basically that anime's introduction sequence to Dante fighting off demons and, you know, basically being a cool stylish introduction to the character. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more objects sort of placed around, and yeah, the time limit is fairly tight, but again, if you know how to properly fan out the area, you'll get it done in no time flat. Ah, the crystal. We should get the blue orb fragment. Yes, rockin' on, dude. Oh, and by the way, I think I might have showed this up before in the one of the previous secret missions with the, you know, the elevator that falls down if there's too much weight on it, but yeah, again, if you exit out the door at any time, it pretty much counts as you either leaving the level if you've already completed it, or basically like an automatic mission failed for the secret mission, so yeah, do be careful when you're going about these areas. Excuse me. It's a bit of a changing of the seasons at the moment at time of recording, so yeah, there are a few bugs going around in terms of people's health and constitution from the change between summer to winter. But in any case, here's the combat adjudicator for this thing. There we go. Yeah, it can be quite easy to rack up the style points with Nevin, which is another useful facet of its abilities, but yeah, in terms of Nevin's overall usefulness, it's usually best suited for a group of enemies, but it is also quite difficult to pull off, because I mean, again, one stray hit, and well, I mean, it pretty much throws off your groove. So, yeah, in that sense, you really gotta sort of know what you're doing with Nevin, but at the same time, again, if you can manage to get the area of effect elements of the weapon to work, it can become quite the difference maker in terms of damaging all enemies around you, and, you know, doling out some very powerful strikes. But again, you can also use it from a distance, you know, hence by staying back, utilizing the electrical orbs to, you know, your fullest advantage, and, you know, and just sort of going to town on it. I don't know, I mean, I guess part of the reason why I like Nevin so much is that, again, there are positives and negatives towards using the weapon, and, again, if you can utilize it well, it's, you know, incredibly fucking stylish and incredibly cool. But by that same token, though, I mean, you can't just sort of, you know, bandy about with and just sort of, you know, just go at it willy-nilly, really. I don't know. I mean, I've always had a fondness for sort of like guitar-based weapons. I remember Shining Resonance actually had a really cool character with Agnum, who also had an electric guitar weapon that shot out fire, which was pretty fucking sick. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite weapon types, and yeah, in terms of Devil May Cry kind of stuff. By the way, this secret mission is pretty much there to fly around, collect the orbs, and before time runs out, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Excuse me, nothing to really worry about there, but yeah, it's kind of, yeah. But anyway, weapon, and final thoughts on Nevin. Difficult to use, but really fun if you can pull it off well, so, yeah, great weapon. And to kind of go back on that little secret mission over there, what you're meant to do is basically turn into Devil Trigger mode. And again, when you jump up and hold the R1 button, you can actually have like a sort of descending glide kind of thing. Yeah, you can't technically fly, unless of course you happen to have Nevin equipped, in which case you can actually get the air raid ability, which does allow Dante to fly. And, you know, pretty much shoot torrents of lightning out of his hands in a similar vein to what Alastor gave you in Devil May Cry 1. Although, somewhat sadly though, it is a little bit nerfed compared to the first game, so, yeah, utilizing the air raid ability is, well, kind of saddening, really. It's not quite as powerful, but by that same token, though, Nevin does have a lot of tips and tricks to really sort of make up the difference in terms of, you know, combat and power, so it's a slightly acceptable trade-off. But apart from that, though, not really anything too interesting going on in this level. Apart from introducing kind of a boring enemy, to be perfectly honest, but yeah, I have no idea what the fuck these shield fuckers are called. But basically, you can't attack them from the front, you can't jump over them, because otherwise they'll launch out their little trident to pretty much pip you 5 ways from Sunday. So the only thing you have to do is get behind them, and then you have to punch them in the ass by using your swords to shatter the crystal, and then pretty much send them to death. Yeah, guns don't work on the fucking thing, so it's pretty much just attack them from the back, and that's pish enemy of the now. Yes, even the power of Spiral does nothing, and yeah, I mean, obviously you don't need to know that, again, if you touch the front of the shield with all its spinning blades and whatever, yeah, that will basically give Dante big ouch, so don't do that. They do reuse these enemies a little bit later on, but it's kind of more of a gimmick enemy to be perfectly honest, which, again, I don't want to say that Devil May Cry 3 completely goes in the direction of gimmicky enemies, but at the same time, some of their enemy dynamics, they're kind of half good and half to be perfectly honest. Like, I mean, some decent enemies because of the fact that they actively work within the game's framework of the mechanics of, you know, defending and trying to figure out ways to attack them. Others of which are just sort of there because, okay, what's an attack pattern we can sort of use but don't really have to put a lot of effort in? Attack it from behind and... fuck it, good enough. Oh, it's enough work on Devil May Cry for one day, time for dinner. I don't know, I mean, I'll give them slight credit for not being quite as annoying as the blood goals or spiders, but that's really not saying much when the enemies themselves are just sort of, whatever, really. But yeah, most of what this level really is just sort of a commute back to the area now that we have the, you know, proper key to proceed with the rest of the level. And make our way towards, well, plot goings on, really. The moon. If it is meant to be the moon, it's probably just more a giant light source, all things considered, but... whatever, really. It's light, illuminating the dark that we can see around here. The silence has fallen again. There is no more. There ever was. And oh, look at that puzzle that allowed us to proceed. It is gone. Where did it go? No one knows. But do I know? I do not. Take this. Puzzle left me. So alone. And yeah, that was yet another example of Dante doing a bit of a trick shot right there. The bullet ricochets all around, and yes indeed, he looks stylish. Whoopee. But again, if you know where we proceeded to beforehand, you'll know that we're back in the storeroom, where the spiders keep all their lunch. And of course, because we can't go 5 minutes without padding out for time, oh dearie me, here comes another spider enemy, and eventually we fight the Mother Spider, which is basically just a bigger spider that takes more hits. Ugh, that's enough development for one day. Time for after-dinner mints, and then dessert. Yeah, there's not really much of a difference between that and the Mother Spider. It's pretty much just sort of there to be a beefier health bar version of the other one, so... yeah, it's still just as annoying, it's just that it's bigger. And sadly, because of the fact that these pretty much have the angry fuck you attack sort of thing going on with the spiders, yeah, Nevin isn't really the most optimal weapon to use here. I mean, I suppose technically air raid could come in useful in a pinch, but yeah, you really need to sort of have the devil trigger to use it, so, yeah, not really anything you can really do to keep out of the spider's range, really. I got nothing, really. They ain't really good as enemies, they ain't really good to eat. And, well, I mean, again, they're just sort of nothing on, well, what their precursor slash successor-ish would be with Phantom, so... really, it's just kind of, to be perfectly honest. I mean, on the other hand, though, Gunslinger is getting a bit of a workout, which is pretty much going to be the main sort of style that I'm going to be using from here on out, so, oh no, shoot to win. Except it's not really shoot to win, as we're pretty much getting handed a nice buffet against these annoying enemies. I mean, I don't know, I mean... Actually, no, I'm not going to cut them some slack. I was trying to be fair by saying that they have, like, at least varied attack patterns, but... the one that they seem to use the most is pretty much just the jump you slash attack, so really it's... yeah, it's not even that really, they just fall back on basic dominant strategy. They're basically using their spider equivalent of using the stinger ability that the player uses, so... yeah, really, it's, these spiders are fucking pish. And, again, also the fact that they seem to have food stocks wrapped up in webbing. Have other people tried to approach the Temple Negru? Did these spiders kidnap alien humans to feast upon, you know, while Dante was busy having a shower? Who fucking knows, really? But yeah, in a similar vein to Phantom from DMC1, again, if you destroy the smallest spider kin, then you can pretty much collect all the juicy little red orbs that come from them. Tastes like infanticide. And behold, the one in-game cutscene of Devil May Cry 1 Dante, using the in-engine cutscenes, which the game does have, but just doesn't really do much of anything with. Bit of a shame, since, again, you could have used that as a mode to incorporate skins and whatever, but... Quist. I mean, again, you trade off for that as, like, getting the sort of immaculate sort of stunt work that we get with the motion capture, so... yeah, wish in one hand, shit in the other, I suppose. The eye of this giant space whale. It bled bloody tears to Dante, which you can then use to buy things with. Kind of more of a demonic currency when you think about it, but queest. Whatever. Onwards to new adventure as we progress from here to over there, and then to everywhere. So, on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keeping new metal, and as we're going to be seeing as we go right through this door, where we need to get another piece of the puzzle to move forward, yeah, this is where Arkham's body lay for the next stage. Catch you later.
Well, that was quick.
That man. Did you kill him?
So what if I did? Woo! Ooh, I love a fast woman.
Shut up! He was obsessed with becoming the devil. So much he killed his own wife. For that he butchered innocent people too. He's the most vile kind of creature! To top it off, that filthy scum is my father.
Well, we have something in common. I have a dysfunctional family, too.
And what would you know about family? You're a demon. This is my father. My family. This was all supposed to end by my hand.
Aren't you gonna shoot? Well, that's a switch.
Just go. I don't care anymore.
Family, huh?